My child, open this without delay. What you asked for may be taken from you tonight if you ignore this warning. I am speaking to you with trembling urgency and deep love, because this moment is not normal. This is a divine interruption. I stopped time around you so that nothing would distract you from hearing me. Heaven is watching to see whether you listen or turn away. Angels have paused their movement as these words reach you, because what happens next will shape what comes toward you or what slips away from your hands. There is a heavy weight in the air because destiny is at risk. I have tried to reach you before. I whispered in your heart, but you brushed it aside. I nudged you through moments that felt strange, but you hesitated. I sent signs, but you walked past them. I called your name in the quiet hours of the night, but fear or fatigue made you ignore my voice. I watched you pray for answers, yet when I tried to guide you, you delayed. You did not delay because you did not love me, you delayed because you did not understand how close the danger was. But now the time for misunderstanding is over. I am speaking clearly. I am speaking firmly. I am speaking with the full weight of heaven behind every word. My child, this is not like the other moments. This is not another gentle whisper. This is the message that could save what you have been praying for. The blessing you cried for, the door you begged me to open, the breakthrough you felt deep in your spirit. It is near, but it is fragile. Your next choice matters more than you realize. There are forces moving against what I released for you. There are hands trying to grab what belongs to you. There are shadows waiting for your hesitation. And that is why I am speaking now, louder than before, clearer than ever, because if you turn away again, you may lose what I intended to give you. Feel the seriousness in your spirit, my child. Feel the trembling in your heart right now. That is my presence pressing upon you, so you do not take these words lightly. Everything around you has stilled because heaven refuses to let you walk into loss without one more chance to be saved from it. You are not reading this by chance. I brought it to you because something in the unseen is shifting tonight. Something is either going to break open for you or break away from you, depending on whether you listen to me. I am not threatening you, I am protecting you. I am not frightening you, I am rescuing you. I am not punishing you, I am warning you because I love you too deeply to let you lose what you were born to receive. I cannot force you, but I can call you. And so I call you now. Awaken, listen, stay with me. Do not look away. Do not scroll. Do not tell yourself you will finish this later. Later may be too late. My child, I am fighting for your blessing. I am fighting for your future. I am fighting for your promise. You must hear me. You must stay with me. Every second you continue reading, heaven draws closer, and the danger grows smaller. Every second you try to turn away, the risk grows stronger. I am standing between you and loss, but you must choose me in this moment. Do not move away from these words. Your warning is your doorway to salvation. My child, listen to me with an open heart, because what I am about to reveal to you is the truth you never understood about delay. You see delay as a moment of waiting, but in the spiritual world, delay is movement. Delay is shift. Delay is a doorway where both light and darkness try to enter. When you postpone obedience, when you hesitate after hearing my voice, when you push aside the gentle pull in your heart, something begins to change in the unseen. The blessing I was guiding toward you slows down, not because I want it to, but because hesitation creates spiritual distance. You do not see it, but heaven sees it clearly. Each moment of delay gives room for interference, confusion, doubt, and distraction. There are blessings that were already on the way to you, already released, already written, already prepared, but when you hesitated, their journey slowed. Not because I lack power, but because blessings must meet a willing heart, a listening spirit, a ready soul. Blessings that arrive at hearts not positioned for them slip through like water through open fingers. I protect what you pray for. I cover it. I hold it. I guard it. But when you delay, my protection weakens, not because I weaken, but because free will pulls your heart away from alignment. I was protecting what you prayed for, but delay weakens protection. Right, amen. My hope is anchored in Christ alone if your faith rests securely in Him. My child, delay is not harmless. Delay has consequences. Delay is a silent thief. You think the enemy steals only through loud attacks, but his greatest strategy is hesitation. He does not always need to push you backward. Stopping you for a moment is enough. Every delay gives darkness more room to move. Every minute you hesitate becomes a crack where doubt seeps in, where fear whispers, where confusion grows. You do not see the spiritual tug-of-war happening around you, but I do. Heaven pulls, darkness pulls, and your delay decides who gains ground. You prayed for opportunities, and I sent them. But hesitation closed the door before you could step in. You prayed for clarity, but you delayed following the first instruction I gave. You prayed for healing, but you postponed forgiveness, holding on to pain that kept your heart closed. You prayed for breakthrough, but you kept waiting for a better moment, not knowing the better moment was the one I already placed in front of you. My child, do you remember the time your heart nudged you to reach out to that person, but you told yourself you'd do it later, and later never came? That was a divinely planted moment. I placed healing in that action, restoration in that message, and breakthrough in that obedience. But hesitation spoke louder, and the window closed. You remember when I filled your spirit with a strange urge to move, to change, to step, and you said, I don't feel ready. Readiness was waiting on your obedience, not your feelings. I do not say these things to shame you. I am opening your eyes, because tonight is not like other nights. This is not just another message. You asked me to reveal what has been stopping your blessing, and I am revealing it now. Delay has been your greatest thief. You have prayed powerful prayers, but hesitation weakened their impact. You cried out for breakthrough, but procrastination held the door shut. And now I must speak truth with clarity and love. If you turn away again, if you ignore my voice one more time, if you allow hesitation to stand where courage should be, what you asked me for may be taken tonight. Not because I desire to take it, but because blessings cannot remain suspended indefinitely. When a heart refuses to step into the alignment required for a blessing, heaven must release that blessing elsewhere. I will not waste what is holy. I will not pour into a closed vessel. I will not force what must be chosen. My child, blessings are not objects that sit still, they are living assignments. They move according to obedience. They respond to faith. They align with action. A blessing delayed too long becomes a blessing reassigned, because my kingdom operates with movement, not stagnation. I give every heart opportunities, but every heart must choose to receive them. I brought the blessing close to you more times than you know. And I am bringing it close once more, but tonight may be the last time this particular blessing comes near. The enemy sees what heaven is preparing, and he is pushing harder tonight than before. He does not want you to see what is almost in reach. He wants you distracted, tired, numb, overwhelmed, doubtful, or indifferent. He wants you to say, "I'll deal with this later." He wants you to read my warning and shrug it off. He wants you to believe there is always more time. My child, there is not always more time. Destiny has windows. Opportunity has timing. Blessings have seasons. When the season closes, it is not punishment, it is spiritual law. I remember the moment you prayed desperately for me to guide you. I remember the tears. I remember how deeply you pleaded for direction. I responded. I gave signs. I opened doors. But when the moment came to move, hesitation gripped your heart. Not because you did not believe in me, but because fear, insecurity, and overthinking became louder than my whisper. So you paused. You waited. You told yourself you needed confirmation after confirmation. You let doubt steal what faith had already secured. Please support our channel. Our mission is to bring happiness, peace, and devotion to God into your life. If you wish to help us continue this work, you can kindly show your support by donating through Super Thanks. And yet, even though you delayed, I did not turn away. Even though you hesitated, I did not withdraw the blessing. Even though you ignored some of my warnings, I kept sending new ones. I kept reaching. I kept protecting what you prayed for. I kept fighting battles for blessings you almost walked away from. I kept covering promises you did not realize were fragile. But now, my child, heaven is running out of room to cover what earth is refusing to receive. I say this with love that eggs inside me tonight is a crossroads. What you choose to do with my words will be the difference between breakthrough or loss. The blessing stands at your door, but so does the enemy. Your obedience strengthens its place. Your delay weakens it. I am not telling you this to scare you. I am telling you because I refuse to let you lose your blessing without understanding why. I refuse to let the enemy take what you prayed for while you remain unaware of how it slipped away. I refuse to let you think I denied you when it was hesitation that pushed the promise out of alignment. Understand this. Hesitation may seem small, but in spiritual reality, hesitation signals uncertainty. And uncertainty is the enemy's invitation. When you hesitate, the enemy whispers, "There's no rush. Do it later." But later never comes. You end up waiting for a day that I already declared yesterday. You end up waiting for confirmation when I already gave you peace. You end up waiting for strength when obedience would have created it. My child, I need to tell you something with pure love. Your life has been shaped by delayed obedience more than delayed blessing. The delays were not from me. They came from moments where you trusted your fear more than my voice. But tonight, I am calling you out of that cycle. I am calling you into immediate obedience. I am calling you into alignment. Because the blessing that is hovering over your life right now will not hover forever. It must land or lift. I am fighting for your future even now. I am holding back forces that want to take what is yours. I am standing between you and the enemy, but I cannot stand in place of your choice. I can warn you. I can speak to you. I can show you the danger. But your heart must respond. You must choose to listen. You must choose to obey. You must choose to act now and not later. Hear me, this is not a punishment. This is protection. This is mercy. This is love. This is me bending down to reach you one more time because I do not want to see you lose what you begged me for. I gave you this message because I still believe in your ability to respond. to rise, to step into alignment. If you listen now, if you obey now, if you stop running and choose to trust, then nothing will be taken. What was meant for you will stay with you. What was prepared for you will read you. What was delayed will accelerate. Your obedience tonight will rebuild the covering that hesitation weakened. But if you turn away again, if you ignore me this time, if you shrug this off or say, "I'll think about it later," then what you asked me for may be taken tonight. Not because I desire it, but because blessings cannot wait forever for a heart that refuses to open. My child, I am not your judge in this moment. I am your God who loves you. And I am warning you because I want you to win. I want you to receive. I want you to rise. I want you to keep what is yours. Choose wisely now. The rest of your life is listening. My child, listen closely, because I am about to show you what has been happening behind the veil, what your natural eyes could not see, what your mind could not understand, and what your heart sometimes felt but could not explain. You have wondered why your blessings seemed delayed, why your spirit felt heavy, why confusion clouded moments that should have been clear, and why you felt battles inside you that no one else knew about. Now I will reveal the truth. The enemy has been trying to steal the very promise I released over your life. Not because he is stronger than me, but because he fears what will happen when you finally receive what I have prepared. You must understand something that only heaven sees clearly. The enemy cannot take what I give, but he can stop you from receiving it. He cannot enter my throne room and remove what I placed in your destiny, but he can surround you with so much noise that you never notice the door opening. He cannot undo my will, but he can distract your heart from walking in it. He cannot cancel my promise, but he can push you into hesitation long enough for the season of opportunity to pass. This is how he steals, not by force, but by delay. Not by breaking your blessings, but by breaking your focus. Not by blocking your destiny, but by clouding your sight. And this is why I am revealing his strategy to you now, because he has intensified his efforts. The closer your blessing gets, the harder he pushes. The nearer your breakthrough comes, the louder he screams. The softer my whisper becomes to your weary heart, the more he tries to drown it out. You pray for miracles, and I release them, but the enemy surrounds your mind with doubt. You ask for answers, and I send clarity, but he covers your heart with confusion. You seek peace, and I pour it out, but he distracts you with noise. You cry for progress, and I open a door, but he plants fear in your thoughts, so you hesitate at the threshold. My child, the enemy is cunning. He knows he cannot steal your purpose, so he tries to steal your willingness to walk into it. He knows he cannot break the blessing, so he tries to break your belief in it. He knows he cannot overpower your destiny, so he works to overpower your attention. Doubt is one of his weapons. You whispers, maybe it won't happen. Maybe God doesn't hear you. Maybe you misunderstood. And doubt slowly pulls your heart away from the very promise I have been trying to reach you with. Distraction is another. He surrounds your life with noise, small problems, unnecessary worries, sudden temptations, overwhelming thoughts, unexpected chaos, anything that shifts your eyes away from my movement. He does this because he knows that a distracted heart is a delayed destiny. Procrastination is another weapon. He whispers later and later and later until later and becomes lost. Opportunities expire not because they were denied, but because they were postponed. He wants you to believe you have endless time so that you miss the moment heaven has prepared for now. Confusion is one of his strongest tools. He fogs your mind, twists truth, inflates fear, multiplies doubts, and makes you question my voice. Confusion is not my language. Confusion is the enemy's attempt to drown out what I have been speaking clearly into your spirit. And tonight, yes, tonight the enemy is pushing harder than usual. Not because you are weak, but because your breakthrough is close. He feels the shift in the atmosphere. He senses the angelic movement around you. He knows the blessing is near, closer than it has ever been. He sees what you cannot yet see. The spiritual package carrying your answer is almost at your doorstep. The breakthrough you prayed for is moments from manifesting. The door you cried over is about to open. The miracle you thought would take years is near your hands. This is why he is pressing you with such heaviness tonight. This is why your heart feels pulled in two directions. This is why your emotions feel unstable, why sudden fears rise without reason, why you feel tired from battles you did not choose. He is trying to take what you prayed for before it reaches your hands. But hear me, my child, I am not revealing this to frighten you. I am unveiling the truth so you can stand with strength. I have assigned angels to guard your promise. You are not fighting alone. The spiritual battles you felt in your chest, the pressure in your mind, the heaviness in your atmosphere, those were signs of a war you did not see. Angels have been battling against forces that wanted to block your blessing. They fought when you were too weak to pray. They held the line when you felt like giving up. They covered your promise when darkness tried to devour it. Say amen. I believe he's working behind the scenes even when I cannot see the outcome. Do you remember the nights when you felt a strange heaviness? That was warfare. Do you remember the sudden discouragement that hit you after you prayed with confidence? That was the enemy trying to silence your progress. Do you remember the confusion that came each time you were near a breakthrough decision? That was him trying to blur your vision. But every time he pushed, my angels pushed harder. Every time he tried to close a door, they held it open. Every time he tried to steal a blessing, they shielded it. My child, heaven hath been fighting for you. You have no idea how many times the enemy tried to steal what was coming, but he failed because my hand was over you. You have no idea how many traps were formed against your progress, but they were destroyed before you reached them. You have no idea how many battles were won in silence while you slept. You are closer to breakthrough than you know. That is why the enemy attacks your thoughts. That is why he tries to exhaust your spirit. That is why he tries to make you numb. He is trying to weaken you before the blessing arrives. He is trying to make you quit one step before the door opens. He is trying to steal your inheritance in the final stretch. But hear me, he cannot win unless you surrender. He cannot take unless you let go. He cannot block unless you stop moving. He cannot silence the promise unless you silence your faith. This is why I warned you earlier about delay. The enemy's main strategy is not destruction, it is postponement. If he can delay you long enough, he can shift the timing of heaven's release. If he can distract you long enough, he can cause you to miss what was meant for you. If he can cause enough hesitation, he can weaken the covering around your blessing. But tonight, I am pulling back every layer of darkness. I am exposing every tactic. I am shining light on every lie. I am breaking the confusion. I am silencing the doubt. I am clearing the atmosphere around you. I am strengthening your spirit even now as you read. You feel the intensity in your chest because heaven is near. You feel the weight in these words because they are spiritual truth. You feel the urgency because this is not just a message, this is warfare. This is rescue. This is protection. This is me reaching into the battlefield to pull you out before the enemy steals what was meant for you. The blessing is close, my child. Closer than you have ever imagined. That is why the enemy is fighting. That is why I am warning you. That is why your spirit feels alert. That is why the atmosphere feels heavy with meaning. Stay with me. Listen to me. Follow my voice. If you obey, the enemy will retreat. If you act now, the blessing will be secured. If you trust me, the breakthrough will reach your hands untouched. The enemy is pushing harder tonight because your victory is near, but my hand is stronger. My protection is greater. My will is final. Your promise is still yours, but you must not let go now. You must not turn away now. You must not hesitate now. Hold on, my child. Heaven is fighting for you, and I am fighting with you. The enemy wanted to steal what you prayed for before it reached your hands. But I am here, standing between you and loss, declaring that the promise will not be taken if you stand with me now. My child, I need you to listen to me with the deepest part of your heart, because what I am about to say comes from a place inside my being that carries both love and pain. Not anger pain, a father's pain, a creator's ache, a God who has watched his beloved drift from miracles that were already forming, blessings already shaped, answers already prepared, and yet slip away because the heart hesitated at the threshold. You cried for help, but when I spoke, you walked away. You begged me to come near, but when I did, your mind filled with doubts and your steps moved in the opposite direction. I watched you suffer and prayed you would lean closer, but instead, you leaned into fear, into confusion, into the voices that did not carry my truth. And my heart ached, not because you disobeyed me, but because you were hurting yourself while trying to protect yourself. I remember every tear you shed, every single one. The tears you cried silently into your pillow when you thought no one could hear. The tears you let fall in the bathroom because you didn't want anyone to see you breaking. The tears that fell when you felt lost, forgotten, or abandoned. I was there for every one of them. I held you close even when you couldn't feel me. I wrapped my presence around you even when you thought you were facing the world alone. There was not a single moment of your pain that I turned away from. Not one moment where my heart did not bend toward you with compassion. You think I was far from you when you hurt, but you don't realize I was closer to you in those moments than the breath leaving your chest. I was the reason you didn't break under the weight of your pain. I was the strength you found when you thought you had no energy left. I was the quiet reassurance you couldn't explain, the sudden peace that surprised you in the middle of the storm, the calm that softened the panic, the warmth that traced your heart in your darkest hour. I held you when you were too tired to hold yourself. I carried you when your legs felt weak. I whispered hope into you when your own voice was silent. But my child, I also watched you drift away from miracles meant for you. And that is a wound that only love could feel so deeply. I would pour answers toward you, and you would turn away thinking they were not real. I would send signs, and you would dismiss them as coincidence. I would create opportunities, and you would walk past them in fear. I would prepare doors, and you would stand outside of them wondering if you deserved to enter. The blessings were not failing to reach you, you were stepping away from them without knowing. Do not misunderstand me. This is not accusation. This is revelation. I never stopped planning your blessing. I never removed what I prepared. I never changed my mind about what I destined for you. But you, my beloved child, almost stepped away from it. Not because you didn't want it, but because hesitation became a habit in your soul. You doubted yourself, and the doubt made you doubt me. You questioned your worth, and that question made you question my promises. You listened to voices that told you it would never happen, and those voices drowned out mine. My child, I am not angry with you. Please hear that clearly. I'm hurting for you. There is a pain that only love can feel when you watch someone you cherish walk close to a miracle but turn away because of fear. When you watch someone you adore hold hope in their hands but drop it because they didn't believe they were worthy. When you watch someone you created with purpose step away from the very purpose that would heal them. It is not anger. It is heartbreak. The heartbreak of a God who sees everything you cannot see and knows how close you are to break through even when you feel far. I long for you. Do you understand that? I long for your trust. I long for your closeness. I long for the moments when your heart turns softly toward me without fear, without hesitation, without worry that I might harm you or disappoint you. I long for you to know me the way I know you. I long for you to feel the depth of my commitment to you. I long for you to see that my intentions were always to bless, to protect, to build, to heal, to restore. My deepest desire has always been your wholeness. But every time you hesitated, I felt it. Not as rejection, but as pain. The pain of seeing you doubt the safety of my love. The pain of watching you trust your fear more than my guidance. The pain of watching you run into the arms of worry instead of my arms. The pain of watching you choose fear over faith, not because you didn't love me, but because you didn't believe you were safe with me. There were moments when you cried out, "God, where are you?" And I wanted to answer, "I am right here. I never left you." But your pain was too loud for you to hear me. There were moments when you begged me to show you the way, and I opened the path, but your doubt was stronger than the confidence needed to step forward. There were moments when you asked me for a sign, and I gave you one, but the enemy whispered in your mind until you convinced yourself it wasn't me. And yet my love never wavered. Not once. Even when you hesitated, I stayed. Even when you questioned me, I remained. Even when you walked in circles because you weren't sure which direction to take, I walked with you. I have dealt with your tears gently, your doubts patiently, your fears compassionately. I do not love you less because you struggled to trust me. I do not step back when you step back. I do not disappear when you feel unworthy. I hold you through every moment of hesitation because my love is not fragile like human promises. My love is eternal, steadfast, unshaken, unbroken. But tonight, my child, I need you to see my heart. I need you to understand the pain hesitation causes, not because it hurts my ego, but because it hurts your destiny. When you hesitate, it damages your confidence. It weakens your courage. It slows your progress. It makes you settle for things that will never satisfy you. And it distances you from blessings that were meant to strengthen you. You do not see what I see. You do not see how close your breakthrough has been. You do not see how often your miracle brushed against your life, waiting for your yes. You do not see how many seasons were on the edge of turning. You do not see how many doors were seconds from opening. You do not see how many times blessings stood in front of you, only to return to heaven because you weren't ready to receive them. Not because you failed, but because fear robbed you. My child, you have been living beneath the weight of hesitation for too long, and it has cost you peace, joy, progress, clarity, and confidence. And I ache for you, not because you disappointed me, but because I want you to experience the fullness of life I created you for. I want you to have the blessings that were shaped with your name on them. I want you to hold the gifts I prepared before you were born. I want you to trust me the way I trust you. I want you to believe me the way I believe in you. I want you to run to me, not away from me. I want you to lean into me, not into fear. I want you to step boldly, not shrink back. I want you to stop thinking that you must understand everything before moving. I want you to stop thinking that you must be perfect before receiving. I want you to stop believing the lie that I will let you down. My child, come closer. Let me have your hesitation. Let me heal the part of you that second guesses everything, including my voice. Let me calm the fears that whisper you will fail. Let me silence the doubts that tell you you're not enough. Let me rebuild your confidence in me. You are not losing me. You never were. But you almost lost what I planned for you because hesitation pulls you away from the miracle I am trying to place in your hands. Tonight, I am calling you not with anger, but with the deepest ache of love to stop stepping away from your blessing. Stop drifting from your miracles. Stop running from the very thing you prayed for. Let this moment be the one where you finally say, "Yes, Lord, I will trust you." Let this be the night when hesitation breaks and faith rises. Let this be the turning point where you walk into what I prepared without fear, without doubt, without looking back. My child, I long for your closeness. I long for your trust. I long for your hand in mine so I can lead you fully into your promise. My heart is ready to heal your hesitation. All I need is your yes. My child, I need you to hear me with a depth you have never heard me before, because what I am about to reveal is not far from you, it is right at the edge of your life. The breakthrough you have been praying for, the blessing you have been crying out for, the answer you thought was delayed or denied, it is not lost. It is not missing. It is not forgotten. It is already created. It is already prepared. Type Amen. Today's word has touched my heart. If God's message spoke directly to your soul, and share this video.